Hello and good evening, friend. In this particular video, I am going to talk about a very widely discussed topic, that is nothing but development. The concept of development is not a universal one. What does it mean? It means that one particular definition and understanding of development is not applied and acceptable to each and everybody. The contrast of the development is so high and so voluminous that it needs to be defined, it needs to be underlined according to the set circumstances. For example, what is development mean by some other country is not applicable in the line of other country. For example, the contrast is so high. Let me give you the Americans. What they think about development is not applicable in the Indian territory. In even the Indian territory, what is development mean for the Bihari is not mean for the Haryana or Tamil Nadu. So the understanding and conceptual level of points related to the development are very thin line. So we have to understand the basic concept related to development before applying it, or before going through it, or before going in depth of this terminology development. For example, ask to yourself, what does development mean to you? If you are a student, then the development mean for you is a good college, good infrastructure of the college, good classroom, even advanced classroom, high-tech classroom, job security, good package. These are something, especially in the role of a student, you mean for the development. But again your role changes. You become, for example, a driver. You are driving your car, you are driving your cycle or motorcycle. Then what here development mean for you? Here you need a good road, a special lane for the two-wheeler. Even you need a good street light on the road, a better connectivity to other city, other metros, other suburban area, remote area, rural area. Once again you become ill. What here needs development for you? Here you need a good infrastructure, a good hospital, accompanied with a good doctor, and medicine at the cheaper rate. So once your role, once your stage, once your location changes, the concept of development automatically changes. So understanding the development is to have a various level of thought process. It has to be seen from the various other angle, only then it can be understood in the holistic manner. Otherwise we will have a very superficial level of understanding. Superficial level of understanding means we will touch those points which is in the mass media or which are being discussed at the public platform. Most of the people, you ask to the student, you ask to the other people that what is the development mean for them. They will quote the point, they will give you that much knowledge which they are getting from the mass media platform. Because the level of understanding and thought process which is related to this terminology should start in the mind of your own body, not it should be from other sources, that you are living in a particular set of area and you are giving the example of an article written by some XYZ reporter which is in the metro. He has observed the metro, he has given all the points related to the metros, and you are quoting those points, because the problem related to you is not the problem same related to the people in the metro. Once the location, the situation, the language, the society changes, the concept of development changes. So in this video I am not going to talk about the various indicator or something XYZ, but only the conceptual basis I am going to elaborate. One very common and the popular understanding of the development is that development, first of all, is a comparative one. Comparative one means once what is the development for one people is not development for other people. It means that if I have 20 rupees and somebody has 50 rupees, then according to the concept of development, I will say that that particular people which has 50 rupees is more developed one compared to the people who has 20 rupees. Okay, so it is comparative one. If we are on the same road and we are moving towards some town or metros which is 150 kilometer away from a particular city, means from one city to another city is 150 kilometer far away. And if two people are moving in the same direction at the same time, but if somebody is going in a very speedy manner and he is about to reach cover 150 kilometer, he is only 20 kilometer lagging from that particular city, and another one which is lagging with 100 kilometer or 50 kilometer, we can say that the people who is lagging of 20 kilometer is more developed. He is more ahead of these people. So development, first of all, understand that it is not an absolute concept. Absolute concept means it cannot be understood fitting in individual manner. Once we need to define development, we have to compare with it. We always say that blah blah country is more development than particular country. Blah blah society is more developed than any particular society. This particular individual is more development than that particular individual. So this is the common saying within the society, within the country, within the territory. So take this point that development is not absolute one, it is an comparative understanding. We always compare the people who used to study 8 hours and the people who used to study 2 hours. We used to say that the chances and guarantee of job is more who is studying 8 hours. So you are far away from me in preparation. Why? Because he is giving good time to the study. So development is always comparative. The point is that. Now, from this particular point, another point which is very interesting one, okay, is that the one concept that is development for another may be devastation for another. What does it mean? Let me give you insight of this point that sorry, for example, any particular country XYZ, America, Russia, Japan, not Japan, Germany, if they developed a atomic bomb, it means that from warfare angle they are developed one, far from other country who is unable to develop atomic bomb, but that is devastation for other. If I have some weapon in my hand, it empowers me, it makes me to feel more developed, more secure, more safe, but that is danger for another one. So development at the one point of the thing is seen as a positive, but from another angle, other people, it can be, devastation. For example, you see the example who are polluting the world, atmosphere, greenhouse effect. Which particular countries used to emit more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere? But due to only few chunk of countries, whole world has to suffer. So development which leads to a particular country is devastation for other. So from this point of angle, you have to also see the development. And due to only this reason, we used to talk about holistic development or the development which has to sustain the future, sustainable development. Again, elaborating this particular point, Take the example that we used to build road and infrastructure in our metros or in our cities, towns, but that needs to cut the trees, clear the ground, take away the agriculture land for building the infrastructure. So development is from one angle. You are building urban towns, but what is happening with the nature? The nature has to pay the price of development. So development has the various angles. From one angle the things will look like this, and from another angle the things will look like this. So once you are taking decisions, once you are going to dig something, we have to think from other angle, that whether it is applicable or beneficial for the larger mass of people, or it is going to benefit only the few people. And this is way how we used to take decision once we have to finalize any development project, or once we have to finalize any development question or development decision we have to take, that if it is going to benefit more and more people, then it is good, and if it is not benefiting more people, it is only benefiting few people, then that is wrong. Take another example. If somebody is building a dam, of course this is development for the industrialist, but the same dam will leads to the migration and to the other people who is living beside the river. So that is not development for them, that is devastation for them. It will snatch their natural habitat. So there are various examples you can quote, you can visualize while defining the term development. So what I mean to say, that development is to be looked into the contrast, into the development and devastation angle both. Okay. Now the other important point related to the development is that development is not that one size fit all. What I mean say that, for example, take the example of shoe. If the shoe is of 8 number or 7 number or take 9 number, can it fill every chunk of people? Each and every people will have the same number of shoe? Of course, the answer is no. So if any government, any society, any family, they are working for the development, they have to ask each and every stakeholder. They have to look each and every stakeholder. It is not like that you are sitting at some places like Delhi, like New York, like some XYZ, and you have made the policy and you are thinking that it will be applicable to each and everybody in the country, it will be the beneficial to each and everybody country, then you are wrong. It is not like one size fit all. Each and every individual, each and every society, each and every states, they need to redefine it according to their own set of circumstances, according to their own sets of demand, their need. Okay, so this is another point related to the development. Now, one traditional approach related to the development is that we used to look the development from center to periphery angle. Center to periphery angle means people sitting in some center of power, center of decision making, like capitals, like industrial capitals like Mumbai, and from there they used to see the periphery, like the state, like the people, like the society, which are far from the center. And only the few people, of course they have knowledge, they have understanding, they used to take the decision on behalf of lakhs and crores of the people who are living in the periphery. Periphery means far from the center. So what is the lacuna with this? What is the problem with this? looking. The problem with this looking is that suppose that a light is coming from the sun, then the planet which will be the nearest to the sun, they will avail the more resources, they will avail the more power, they will avail the more brightness compared to the planet which is far from the sun. So again, center to periphery policy means that the people, society, state which is nearest to the center, they will avail the more benefit of that development compared to the people in periphery. So understanding this policy, the development needs to be addressed the local problem. It needs to be defined according to the set of demand, circumstances, needs of the common people, local people. So the new concept related to the development has come, which is local to global. Local to global means we have to make development fit for the people in a localized manner. Localized demands has to be addressed if we want to become global. It means that now the policy formation and the things which is need to be do to develop the society, country, is to address in the local manner. The local stakeholder, local industries, local people, local leadership, they will elaborate, they will give, they will demand the need of development, what they need, road infrastructure, spiritual, some any other form. There are various forms of development. And according to their demand, their list, the development for policy, formula, the development statement, the development, all course of action should be addressed. So this is another vision related to the development. Another important concept which needs to be more visualizing power is that development is in something, you will see that it is in circular manner. Circular manner that once I was in my childhood, something that was out of fashion, I have seen that after 20 years or 30 years, the same thing is in the fashion again. So at a particular moment of time, the things which becomes out of the fashion from development point of view becomes in trend again after some point of the time. For example, at a particular point of the time, the nature was not in the center of development. It means the development needs to be built in big infrastructure like roads, like metros, like malls, like other airports, big airports. But again, the nature is in the center. Now we are more thoughtful regarding the nature before passing any development project. Again, we will working on this point of view for the, it means like 50, 100 years. Then again, a particular point of time will come when again we will be very, very content with the development of the nature, and again we will focus on this infrastructure, that now nature is in no question. It is in absolute balanced manner, and we can move ahead building infrastructure. So this happens with the development, because we see ourselves for regarding health. I am saying that at particular moment of time we want to increase our weight, but once the weight is increased, we again want to decrease our weight. So it is in circular manner. It comes and go, and just we want change. So my next important point, which is related to the development, is that development is related to the change. Try to understand, this is the understanding level point, that stationary or stagnant position is not mean to the development. It means that today I am earning 20 rupees. If tomorrow I will start earning 40 rupees, then I can say that I am in the line of development. So stagnant position is lead to non-development, and once we are in the motion, then we can say that development is there. So development is nothing but to change. Change means if this particular mobile is placed here, if I will place here, then I can say that today I have done a work, I have performed a work, because I have changed the position of the mobile. If I can change each and everything in my house, then I can say that I have remodeled my house. If my house, which was built with the mud and clay way back in 20 years ago, and if at the same place I have built a house of cement and bricks, I can say that I have made development. Again, in future, some other aspect is there. Again, I can say that I have made changes. Again, after 20 years ahead or 100 years ahead, if I will make the same house with muds and clay, then I can say that, you see, I have made nature friendly house. So all is this, that development needs to be changes. Okay, once you are capable to change, you are in the path of development. Okay, so this was a small points related to this concept development. I hope that you have get each and every point in a very clear and lucid manner. If it is so, then give your thumbs up, you like, you comment, you subscribe to the channel. Again, I will meet you with some interesting topic. Till then, bye bye.